started in just a minute. I'm going to see if anybody else hops on. So if you plan on getting in some yoga with me this morning, you don't need many props. This is just a little flow to sort of wake up our entire body and get us going for the day. If you have blocks that you normally like to use, for sure grab those. But it'll be a pretty mellow flow just to get things moving. And yeah, I'm sitting on we will do like a brief meditation at the end, so just make sure that you've got something that you can comfortably sit on, just for a brief amount of time. We won't do a long meditation, but just something to sort of set us up for the day. I am sitting on a meditation cushion, but you can sit on pillows, you can sit on blankets, you can sit on blocks. You don't have to sit on anything. Just something that makes your body feel okay sitting in stillness for just a bit of time. Okay? All right, cool. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. If you do happen to miss the live, it will be on my Instagram. I think on the IG is what happens here. I'm sort of learning about filming with Instagram, but it should go straight to IG Live, and I'll also put it on my website. So if you want to check out the replay, by all means, please do so and enjoy it. So, all right, so go ahead and find your way to a comfortable seat. So I'm coming to my knees because that just feels okay for me this morning, especially with this cushion under my hips. And it's also sort of a gentle way to start to stretch out the fronts of the legs and the knees that sometimes get a little stiff as we sleep. But if knees does not work for you, by all means, just come onto your bum and maybe find a cross-legged seat, or just a seat that feels okay this morning. Maybe you haven't moved yet. I haven't done much moving myself. I'm still working on coffee, so. All right, so as you begin to work your way to that seat, and by the way, I'm Jen, Jen Michael. So if I haven't gotten to meet you, or if you haven't practiced with me before, thanks for showing up. All right, so now, once again, coming to a place where you can take a moment with the eyes closed. And then just let yourself be here. With the thoughts of the days before, pause. Let the thoughts of what's to come, pause. And they may not do that naturally. They may not do that easily. And that's absolutely okay. It's absolutely, it's what happens to everyone, right? It's normal. But just take a moment as those thoughts arise of what you need to do today, or what's happened yesterday or over the weekend. As those thoughts arise, just press pause. If you're as old as I am and remember tape recorders, and just think of that, just pressing that pause button on those thoughts. And then just let your awareness be on the breath. Check in with the body as you're here. Notice if the shoulders are starting to creep up, or if you're finding tension anywhere in the body. See if you can soften into those spaces. And then reacquaint yourself with your breath. And then draw one of your hands onto your belly. And just start to notice as you inhale the expansion of the belly, and as you exhale the contraction of the belly. And if you don't feel that, maybe you are tending to breathe more into the chest, which is okay as well. But let's start to focus on sending the breath right into the belly. So as you inhale, let the belly fully expand, like it's pressing into the palm that's resting there. And then as you exhale, feel the belly contract, like you're drawing the navel towards the spine. Inhaling, expand and open the belly. Exhale, draw the belly back in. And just stay with this belly breath for a few moments. Slow, elongated inhales, maybe even slower and even more elongated exhales. Go ahead and take one more round of your belly breaths. And just go ahead and release the hand. And take a moment here. And as we're starting to move this morning, just start to notice where the breath is coming from. So just bringing that awareness back to the breath and noticing if you're breathing in the chest area or if you're breathing within the belly. And we'll try to keep the breaths in that belly space today. Okay? All right. So sitting up nice and tall here, however you're sitting. If you're available to come onto your knees. Hi guys, I saw a few people have joined here. So welcome. So if it's available, again, if it's available, just go ahead and sit on the knees. If it's not available, just sit when, however it feels good for your body. Okay? All right, so sitting up nice and tall, rooting the sit bones down towards the earth and reaching the crown of the head up towards the sky. So we're lengthening through the spine. And then we'll take the forearms, joining them together, joining the palms together, bringing the arms almost to like a 90-degree angle. And then just pressing them together. So press the forearms together. Start to feel that stretch through the upper back. And then press the palms together. Starting to wake up the upper back. Some gentle strengthening here. And then keep pressing the arms together. Take an inhale. Start to lift the elbows. Okay, taking the gaze to follow the hands. And then as you exhale, start to draw the elbows in towards the navel and let the back round, chin comes to the chest. Okay, so this sort of cat-cow movement, keeping the forearms pressed together. Take an inhale to lift. Maybe you get a slight arch to the back. And then exhale, round the back, chin to chest. And then just continue with that movement. 2 or 3 more rounds following your own breath, moving at your own pace. And we're just starting to wake up the body. So maybe this is the first movement of the day for you. So ease your way into it, right? We're not trying to force the body into something. We're just allowing it a little bit of movement. Go ahead and take maybe 1 more round here if that feels okay for your body. Inhaling, lifting. And then exhaling, rounding. Come back to a neutral spine. Release the arms. Give them a little shake. Might feel good just to release them. And then if you're sitting on anything, just pull that out from underneath you. And we'll send the hips to the heels, let the arms extend, and find your way into a child's pose. Knees are as wide as feels comfortable for your low back this morning. Okay, so if you've woken up and maybe your back is feeling a little cranky, keep the knees a little closer together, and that will just help support the torso and the lower back. But if it feels okay, by all means, let the knees be wide, and then just return to that belly breath. So as you're breathing in child's pose, letting the belly fully expand, and then exhale, feeling it contract and draw back in. Keep the arms lengthened out, pressing the palms to the earth, and just lift the head slightly. We'll take the right arm and just send that underneath the left. So coming into like a little child's pose twist. The right palm is facing up, and then just set that right shoulder back down. Release the right temple to your mat. And just stretch out the upper back. Take 1 more breath in. And on your breath out, lift the head, begin to unwind, re-extend the right arm. And this time we'll send the left arm underneath the right. Okay, so kind of like a thread the needle, but this time the hips are to the heels. So lower the left temple to the mat. And feel that stretch through the upper back. Breathe in. And breathe out, unwind, re-extend the left arm. And then we'll pick up the hips, press into each fingertip, each knuckle, curl the back toes under, or the only toes under, I should say. I don't know why I say back toes. Curl the 10 toes under, root into the hands and reach the hips high, finding a downward facing dog. And just take a moment here. Let the feet pedal out. Give the hamstrings, the backs of the legs, a little love. Let them start to open up here. And then as you feel ready, go ahead and settle into your downward facing dog. Again, rooting into the knuckles of the hands. Extending through the arms. Hips reaching for the sky. The knees can stay soft here. Right? But we're still sending that energy of the legs through the heels and down towards the earth. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths. So continue to root down as you lift the belly. Inhaling. And then exhaling, draw the belly button to spine. 2 more breaths like that. Breathe in. And out. Last one, breath in. And breath out. And then take the gaze between the palms and just walk the feet behind the wrists here. So coming towards the top of your mat. Take an inhale, hands come to the shins. Find a halfway lift. All right, so reach the tailbone towards the back of your mat. Crown of the head reaches forward. Pull the chest forward and then draw the belly button in. I know that's a lot of cues, but we're still breathing, right? Beautiful. Take one more breath in your halfway lift. And then exhale, soften the knees and fold over the legs. Root into the feet, and then just start to slowly rise to stand. So move one vertebra at a time. We've been on the ground the whole time here, so move nice and slow. You don't want to get that little head rush that sometimes happens. And as you find your way to stand, take a moment to just feel the feet. Feel their connection to the earth. Tap into that. Maybe picking up all 10 toes, spreading them nice and wide, and then placing them back down again. And let the palms face forward, just to give the chest a little bit more of an open heart space. And breathe. And so from here, we'll start to come into some half salutes, moving the body just a bit more here. So take an inhale, sweep the arms up over the head. And then exhale, draw them through center as you soften and come into a forward fold. Release the hands in the head. Inhale, come up halfway. Find that halfway lift with your flat, strong back. And then exhale, soften the knees, forward fold. Root into the feet. This time we're gonna rise all the way to stand. Strong back, palms together over the head. And then exhale, we're gonna come right into the next one, soften, forward fold. Release it all down. Inhale, rise halfway, halfway lift. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Palms together over the head, right into the last one. Exhale, soften, forward fold. Release it all down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften and fold. And this time let the knees be soft enough so that the belly is resting right on top of the thighs here. So see my knees are nice and bent. My weight isn't in my heels too much, not in the toes too much. It's a pretty good balance here. But the knees are bent enough so that my belly can just rest right on top. And that just feels better for my low back. And then my head is heavy, my arms are heavy. You're welcome to bind the arms, just clasp opposite elbows, maybe find a little sway. And then releasing your bind. Plant the palms to your mat. And then we'll step the right foot far back. Okay, lower the left knee to your mat and just uncurl the toes. And so we're coming into a low lunge, but we're gonna ease our way there. So just sort of lifting the hips back and forth a few times until they feel ready to fully settle in that lunge. And when you settle in, just take the heart space, the chest, and begin to pull it forward. So we're drawing the shoulder blades down the back body, and the chest is pulling forward, like you're trying to shine a light out into the world from the heart space. Take a breath in. And on your breath out, lift the hips, shift them towards the back of your mat, and pick up the right toes, coming into a half splits. And just waking up the hamstrings, pull the right hip back slightly and the toes towards your face. Take one more breath in. Exhale, walk yourself back into your low lunge, bending the right knee. We'll curl the left toes under, pick up the left knee, and then just set the left heel down, okay? So the hips are still facing towards the top of your mat. If they're not totally, that's all good. When you're ready, we're gonna rise all the way up, and we're coming into a warrior one stance. So the hips are trying to face towards the top of your mat. If they don't get there, that's okay, but that's where we're wanting the energy to go. The belly is in, right knee is bent, and we'll take the arms up towards the sky. So take an inhale here, lengthen up through the fingertips. And then exhale, bring the forearms together in that little 90-degree angle. Okay, so you can stay here in like a modified eagle arms, what we did at the beginning of class, or you could take the left elbow over the right and either placing the backs of the hands together or the palms if that's available, coming into full eagle arms here. Lifting the elbows, so we still have that little 90-degree angle here. Can you guys see that? All right. And we're gently pressing the hands away from the face to deepen that stretch for the upper back. Inhale. Exhale. Begin to unwind your arms. Bring them up alongside the ears. Take a breath in. And a breath out to plant the palms next to that right foot. And we'll just step the left foot up to meet the right. Take an inhale, come into your half, lift that flat back. And then exhale, soften and fold. Plant the palms, right foot steps back this time, lowering the knee and uncurling the toes. And again, just easing your way into that lunge. So just moving the hips back and forth a few times. Maybe you don't need that. You can skip it all together. But if you need a few more, you can take a few more. It's your practice, it's your morning. So make it what you need, all right? So as you feel ready, letting the hips settle, drawing the shoulder blades down the back body as you shine the heart forward. Soften the hips, soften the gaze. Breathe in. Breathe out to lift the hips as you shift them towards the back of your mat. Pick up the left toes. Pull the left hip back. Feel that stretch for the left leg this time. Into the hamstrings, maybe even into the IT band along the side of the leg. One more breath in. Breath out, come forward once again into your lunge. Curl the right toes under, lift the knee. And then the right heel plants. As you try to square the hips towards the top of your mat, when you're ready, begin to rise up for your warrior one here on this side. So the left hip is pulling back, and we're really pressing strongly into the outer edge of the right foot. As you feel ready, you can extend the arms up towards the sky, palms facing in. Breathe in. And breathe out, bringing the forearms together, palms together. Again, you can stay here in this, pressing everything together, or you can take the right elbow over the left and find your eagle arms on this side. We're keeping the elbows lifted at 90 degrees so that they're in line with the shoulders, and just gently pressing the palms away from the face, feeling that stretch for the upper back. Keep pulling the left hip back. One more breath in. One more breath out. Unwind the arms as you bring them up alongside the ears. Take an inhale. Exhale, plant the palms. Right foot steps up to meet your left. Take an inhale, halfway lift, and then an exhale to fold. Inhale, we'll rise all the way to stand. Take the palms together over the head, and then exhale, draw them into your heart center. So just in one more standing pose, and then we'll make our way onto our mats. So from here, take the left foot and just step it, open it wide. Stepping it far back, nice big wide stance. So now we're facing the long edge of the mat. Let the toes turn out. And then just take the arms up. So we're in this like 5-pointed star. Okay, so I'm gonna face you guys from here, but you guys can be on the long edge of your mat, okay? So 5-pointed star here. Pressing into the feet, reaching through the hands, like you're trying to really take up lots of space here. So take up space on your mat. Take a breath in, and on your breath out, bend into the knees and palms face down right on your thighs, coming into goddess pose. All right, so we're gonna move through star and goddess with our breath, All right, so palms face up, take an inhale. Come back to 5-pointed start. Extend the legs, extend the arms. Palms down, release it down, goddess pose. Inhale, rise back up, root into the heels to lift. Exhale, sink it down. And 2 more just like that, warm it up. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower it down. Last time, inhale, lift. And then exhale, stay in goddess pose and plant the palms on your thighs. And then just start to press the right shoulder forward. Give yourself a little shoulder stretch. Maybe a deeper stretch for the inner thighs as well. And then we'll just switch so that left shoulder presses forward and down. Release, you're gonna rise back up, find that star pose. And then step towards the top of your mat, take the palms together at your heart, Tadasana, mountain pose. All right, so let's start to make our way down on our mats. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. So bend the knees, plant the palms, and we'll step back to dog pose. We'll just stay here for a breath. Feel the belly as you breathe in and out. And then go ahead and just lower the knees down to the earth, making your way into tabletop pose. So bringing the shoulders over the wrists and the hips over the knees. Press into the knuckles of the hands, press into the tops of the feet. That will help the belly muscles begin to turn on. The right knee stays planted, and we'll just send the left foot to float behind you. So kick into the heel, toes are facing down. Okay, maybe you need to check and make sure. That will help to level out the hips. Try to keep the belly and the back from coming into this little arch. So draw the belly up towards the spine. Take an inhale. And then exhale, bend the knee, draw it into the chest, round the back. Inhale, press the heel back. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, press the heel back. Exhale, lower the knee down. Let's come right into the next side. So press into the top of the left foot as you send the right leg back. Kick into the heel, toes face down. Active leg here. Press into the hands. Breath in, breath out. Draw the knee in, round through the back. Use the core to bring it through. Inhale, press it back. Exhale, crunch it in. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale to press back. Exhale, lower the knee down. So from here, we're just going to take our hands and walk them out in front of you, just a few inches, 4 to 5 inches. And you see how my wrists are in front of my shoulders now. And then just start to shift the body forward. So bringing the body to a long line, all the way from the crown of the head down to the knees. Okay, so we're in like a modified plank here. Take an inhale. And then exhale, bring yourself all the way down to the belly. If the toes are curled under, go ahead and uncurl them, tops of the feet to the mat. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Hug the elbows in nice and tight towards the rib cage. All right, the gaze is down. Draw the belly up, like you've got something underneath the belly button and you don't want to squish it. All right, so on your inhale, just begin to lift the head, the neck, the chest. Keep pressing into the tops of the feet. Keep the back of the neck long as you bring yourself into cobra pose. If you want to give the back a little extra work, you can float the hands and really start to recruit the muscles of the back body. But that's just an option. Take one more breath in. If you've floated the hands, go ahead and lower them back down, and we'll all lower the chest together. Press into the hands, lift the body. Hips come to the heels and find a child's pose. Take a few breaths here. When you feel ready, go ahead and begin to lift the body back up. I'll just swing the legs around, coming onto the bum, and just lowering down all the way onto the back, drawing the knees into the chest. Give them a little hug. You're welcome to rock the body from side to side, or just find any other movements that might feel nice as you arrive on your back. And then go ahead and bring the feet to the earth. And then just gently press into the feet, lift the hips, and then shift them over towards the right side of your mat a bit. Let the knees fall to the left, stacking the right knee on top of left. And we're coming into a little twist here. You can take the arms wide or cactus arms. Maybe gaze over the right shoulder, just for a breath or two. Continuing to tap into those belly breaths. Bring the gaze back to center. Lift the knees. And this time we'll lift the hips and shift them over towards the left side of the mat. Letting the knees fall to the right, stacking one thigh on top of the other. Arriving in that twist here. And then maybe gazing over the left shoulder. Bring the gaze back to center. Bring the knees back to center. Shift the hips back towards the center of your mat. Release your arms and find any sort of movement that your body's asking for. And we'll take just a short Shavasana here. It's a shorter practice and we don't want to get too sleepy for the rest of our day. But we want to take a moment in quiet and stillness for our bodies as well as our minds. So coming into a pose that feels restful. You can extend the legs, let the arms extend, with the palms facing up. And then just allow the eyes to close. Take a full breath in through the nose. And then just a gentle sigh out through the mouth. And just know that whatever comes up for you here as you lie in stillness is okay. Thoughts might arise. And just welcome them. It's okay. Just taking this time for the body to reset. So as you begin to deepen the breath, go ahead and take a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart space. And once again, feeling the expansion of the belly and your contraction of the belly. Reconnecting to the breath, to yourself. And then just finding some small movements for the fingers, for the toes. If you'd like to give yourself a nice big stretch, you're welcome to take the arms over the head and just stretch the entire body from fingertips to toes, waking everything back up. Take a moment to come onto your side. Pause. And then when you feel ready, making your way back into a comfortable seat, maybe bringing a blanket or blocks or something underneath you into whatever seat feels best for you. And as you arrive in that seat, finding a tall spine, allowing the hips to root to whatever it's connected to. And then feeling an energy lift all the way from the tailbone up the spine and out through the crown of the head. Maybe even tucking the chin just slightly. Allowing the eyes to close. And bringing into your mind's eye a rectangle. So picturing this rectangle with the long sides on the top and the bottom and the short sides on either side. And so just take a moment to envision that. And we're going to end with a bit of box breathing. Okay, so we'll be inhaling to the count of 4 and then exhaling to the count of 5. And those longer exhales actually help to find the calm. Okay, so if we can lengthen out the exhales, making them longer than the inhales, right? That actually does help to calm the nervous system. So these box breaths are really great, not just for yoga, not for the end of class, but even throughout our day when we come into those turbulent times. So just take a moment, envision that rectangle. And let's take a breath in together through the nose, letting the belly fully expand, coming back to that belly breath. And then just exhale all of the air out. And let's start our box breathing together. So inhaling to the count of 4, you can envision yourself inhaling to the side of that rectangle. And then exhaling to the top of that rectangle. 4, 5. Inhaling down the other side of the rectangle. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling along the bottom of the rectangle. 3, 4, 5. You can keep envisioning that if that helps. So inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's just take a full breath in through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. And then just take a moment with yourself here. Noticing the quiet. Softening into the spaces of the mind. Knowing that thoughts will be arising and that it's okay, but trying not to focus on those thoughts. Maybe taking the focus onto the breath. Taking one more breath in through the nose. And sighing it out. Drawing the palms together at your heart. Taking a moment just to thank yourself for taking this time for you. As I thank you so much for being here with me and sharing your morning with me. Or if you're taking a replay, spending this time with me. I hope you have a joyful day, my friends. Sending you all lots of love. Have a fantastic week wherever you are. Namaste.